at Gillette Stadium. Ashland is the Super Bowl champion of Division 6 and the winner of the Aganis Trophy.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to WACA Field tonight for tonight's Westwood at Ashland Clockers field hockey game. The game was originally scheduled to be played at the high school, but it was moved down here to the middle school field because of conflict with the soccer team. Anyhow, we're here, WACA Field. This might be the first game the girls have played on this field. The turf here at WACA. The whistle just blew to start the game. We have the starters for Ashland, being the goalkeeper is Heidi Hausman. Hanya Zaman is one of the starters, along with Peyton Tripp, Lily Ishak, Ayla Halleck, who's the captain, Ashley Forster, Haley Katz, Abby Silverweig rather, Peyton McMullen, Allie Hickey, and Emma Chapman, who's also one of the co-captains. Ashland has the ball to our left. We're at field level, so the lines are not going to be clearly pointed out by me except when they're on this side. We're playing blue, if you can see it in color. Blue lines indicate the sidelines, the end lines, and the circle lines. 50 is not irrelevant, really, except for the passing to start the game. The officials, we have a ball inside the circle for Westwood. Free hit called. Westwood takes it. That went directly into the circle. I thought that should have been called. Anyhow, Ashland has the ball. That's Halleck trying to dribble the ball away from the Westwood offensive player. Picked up by a Westwood player. We have a foul called against Westwood. It'll be a the ball is still inside the 25-yard line of the offensive end for Westwood. There's a foul called against Ashland. It'll be a free hit for Westwood just outside the 16-yard circle. Ball was driven straight into the circle. I don't know why that's not being called. Any free hits that are taken by the offensive team inside the 25-yard line has to be passed or dribbled 5 yards before it goes into the circle. In any case, the Ashland has a free hit at the 16. The ball is driven down. I'll get you numbers as soon as I can. Down to the 50-yard line on this nice fast turf, which is what this game was made to be played on. Ball is driven back inside the offensive circle for Westwood. That was Hanya Zaman picking up the ball and dribbling out. She's fouled. It'll be a free hit for the Clockers at about the 20-yard line. Looks like a 5-yard violation on that. She hadn't moved the ball before Westwood moved in, but they're giving the ball to Westwood. It's out of bounds. Looks like it's a side in on the far side. It's difficult for us to see whether it's on the line or on the field because we are at field level. We're close to the action, but it does eliminate the angle from the box that we usually have at the Kunis Field at Ashland High School. Anyhow, the ball's out of bounds off of Westwood. It's a free hit for the Clockers at the 16-yard line. Taking that free hit for the Clockers is number 22, it looks like. Yep, Emma Chapman, one of our captains. Ball's out of bounds again off Westwood. Anytime that ball goes out of bounds off the end line, off the offensive team, the team that's on defense takes the ball out to the 16-yard line, which is the top of the offensive circle. Again, you're probably having a difficult time seeing that as well from our angle. Okay, foul. It was against Ashland, but it was a self-start by Westwood. They take it into the circles, a shot on goal. Looks like there was a save. And a save and a rebound and a shot goes in. So there's a goal scored by Westwood on that play. I didn't get a number on that. I suspect it is number, as soon as she turns a little sideways, we'll get her number. I suspect it was number 4, Mae Foley, taking the free hit at the 50 after the goal for the Clockers. Again is Chapman, I believe. The angle's bad for us to see, but there is a 2. Subbing in for the Clockers during that is Wiley Chapman. So, no, that was 12 taking the hit, Peyton McMullen. Okay, that was a 2. Ashland takes the free hit, but it is controlled by Westwood, driven down and over the end line for another 16-yard hit for the Clockers. Taking the 16-yard hit will be Allie Hickey, close to the near sideline. Haley Katz is in position to receive that pass. She's cutting around, trying to get it. It gets through the defense, the first line of defense, and gets through to Wiley Chapman. There's a foul against Westwood. It'll be a free hit for the Clockers right in front of us here. Number 6 for the Clockers, Ayla Halleck, is taking that hit, one of our co-captains. And she drives it straight down over the end line. That was about a 60-yard drive. Nobody touched it, so it'll be a Westwood ball at the 16. 16-yard hit coming out for Westwood. Pass goes to the side and over to the far side and makes it through. Oh, nice stop by Zaman there on the far side. Westwood had made a 40 or 50-yard progress downfield, and Zaman stopped that play right on the spot. And it's another long drive by Westwood, which goes out of bounds over the end line, so it'll be a free hit. Zaman is going to get that ball. It'll be a 16-yard hit for the Clockers on the far side. I don't know if, we'll see if Chapman's going to take that or Zaman. Yeah, Chapman's got the ball. She'll take it at the 16. The ball comes straight out from where it went out of bounds. It'll be taken on somewhere along the 16, directly opposite where the ball went out of play. So that's why it's on the far side from us. Westwood controls, commits probably a foot foul. Ball hits the foot, it's a foul, or the shin. They can't go above the knees. Chapman again, good drive. Stopped by Westwood. Free hit Clockers. Foul by Westwood, foul by Ashland rather. Westwood free hit at about the 45-yard line. That's Peyton Tripp involved in the play. She fights for the ball with a Westwood player, goes out of bounds off of Tripp, so it'll be a side in for Westwood. Again, far side. That's a legal aerial pass. When the player tries to execute an aerial pass, it's obviously it was a conscious attempt to lift the ball up and get it to a teammate over other players. Can't be dangerous, and it is legal. An uncontrolled drive, of course, that's above the knees, that would be called as dangerous. But an aerial pass is part of the game. Ball's out of bounds. It is a side in, I guess. Salmon taking that on the far side. And she decides to drive the ball. Stopped there. Ashley Forster involved in the play, but it does go out of bounds again. Again, it's a free hit Westwood. Westwood player taking the free hit drives the ball untouched again over the end line. And it'll be a 16-yard hit for the Clockers. Coming out of the game right now is number 10, Ashley Katz, and coming in for her is number 8, it looks like. Number 8, Alyssa Brown. I think I was told by the coach he's a JV call-up. Pass goes over to her opposite number for Westwood on the near side. She dribbles, passes it through, gets it back, And it looks like she's in the circle from here. I can't tell for sure, of course. Circle's important. You can't score. That was an original shot that was hit high off the Ashland stick, but it was deemed dangerous, so it'll be Clocker ball at the 16, which is the top of the scoring circle. And I should call that the scoring circle, not just the circle, because the ball has to be shot from inside the circle to be a goal. Shot, tipped, touched, whatever, but it can't be a goal if it's shot direct from outside the circle directly into goal. So that is an important consideration when the ball is being brought onto the offensive end. Now there was a foul inside the circle, and when there is a defensive foul inside the circle, the offensive team gets a free hit, gets a penalty corner. And that ball is put down, as you can see, by the Westwood player 10 yards from the goal. Ashland has 4 defensive people back. The other 6 are at the 50, and they can come in and get involved in the play as soon as the ball is injected into the circle. The ball has to leave the circle and then come back in and be shot to be a goal, which Westwood did. The ball was, they call it an injection. The ball was injected outside the circle, received by the Westwood player and shot, but there was a foul. So again, Ashland has a free hit. Peyton McMullen's taking it at the 16-yard line. And she tries to get it through, and she does. It gets through. Not controlled by the Clockers, but the ball is over the 50 into the Clockers' offensive end. That was Wiley Chapman, who was... We have a whistle, and there was a foul called against Westwood. I didn't catch that one. It's right in front of us here. And the free hit for the Clockers is taken by Ayla Halleck. Ayla Halleck, the captain, co-captain of the Clockers. Ball goes to the middle of the field. Fought for by both Ashland and Westwood players. That was Alyssa Brown involved in the play. We have a stop here by Allie Hickey. Foul. Westwood free hit. Westwood tries to get into the offensive end, which they do. The ball's inside the 30-yard line now. Number 2 for Westwood is controller Kitty Krumsick. Taken away by the Clockers, number 6, Iowa Halleck again. Halleck on the sideline, she passes it up. Received by Chapman, but Chapman's unable to get it by the Westwood player, number 5, who controls the ball. Foul by Ashland, free hit. Again, the ball is inside the 20, inside the 15, but didn't enter the circle, and that's driven out of the field, driven away out of the defensive end by the Clockers, and it wasn't touched by anybody else, so the side in will be taken by number 5 for Westwood right in front of us here, Lily Bear. Bear passes it into a teammate. There's a stick interference there called against Ashland. Again, free hit, no touch. Over the end line, it'll be a 16-yard hit for the Clockers. Stick interference is when the defensive player, instead of hitting the ball, hits the stick of the offensive player and prevents her from playing the ball. In ice hockey, it's a legal move. It's called a stick check, but in field hockey, it's not legal. The ball is out of bounds off Westwood. Free hit, side in here by Westwood. That was a foul on Ashland. It's not called. Should not have been called. Anyhow, it was called. When the foul is against the defense, but the offense maintains possession of the ball, that's a hold whistle, and sometimes the official is unable to stop from blowing his whistle. Anyhow, it's free hit. A foul inside the circle again, so it'll be a penalty corner for Westwood, their second one of the game. We have 4 defensive players in the net for the Clockers. Zaman is in there. Catching numbers, Ellie Hickey is in there, Ella Halleck, and I can't catch that 4th number. Anyhow, the ball is injected, it's outside the circle, it's passed back in. The shot by Westwood, 14 took the shot, there's a save made, and then it's driven out by the Clockers, by the defense, picked up here by Chapman. And that was a miss hit by Chapman. And Westwood takes the ball back. It's back inside the 20-yard line, inside the circle, it appears like. And then we had an elevated dribble, which is legal. by Halleck. Ball goes over to the far side. Westwood controls. That was Kate Sullivan, who was attempting a pass into the circle, but again, it wasn't touched by one of her teammates. Went out of bounds off green, and it's a 16-yard hit for the Clockers. We have 24 seconds left to go in the first quarter here. Westwood has controlled play mostly on the offensive end. Clockers have been playing back on their heels most of it. Peyton Tripp there on the far side, taken away. And we're down to 1 second, 0, and that's the end of the first quarter here at Walker Field. So at the end of one quarter, we play 15-minute quarters here in field hockey. The rain is starting to come down very lightly. We'll try to keep our camera dry. I think our cameraman here is doing a good job of keeping it dry. I think it'll still work though, right, Nick? I've got scoring opportunities which were taken by Westwood, didn't result in goals. I'm sorry, resulted in 1 goal. So the score is 1-0 after 1 period here at Walker Field. The Clockers need to get some opportunities in their own offensive end to try to even this game up. We have 2 veteran officials doing the game here. In front of me on the far side from the scorer's table is Joel Small, and head umpire on the far side is Jim Rizzoli. Both veteran umpires know the game, and I hope they have their rain jackets on. But it's not supposed to rain real hard. We have some high clouds and some sprinkling coming down, and maybe a bit of a nuisance, but it's not going to be a washout by any chance. Okay, there's the first whistle, 30 seconds to go. In the 2-minute between period time, the periods are 15 minutes long. The between periods time between the first and second and the third and fourth is 2 minutes, and halftime is usually around 5 minutes. There's 1 timeout permitted for each team. The theory is there used to be 2, but when they went to quarters instead of halves, there's a timeout, built-in timeout after the first and second and after the third and fourth. So essentially the teams have 3 timeouts, but they can only call 1. So it's very important to use those at the right time. Anyhow, it's Westwood ball to start the second quarter. Westwood apparently, I would dare say, won the coin flip and decided to select the ball, so they will start the first and second periods. That is an elevated dribble. She dribbles straight into the defensive player. She's not allowed to do that. The elevated dribble is legal, but if there's a defensive player standing there, she has to go around her. So the foul was called against Westwood. Ashland, free hit. It's taken by Ella Halleck. It's off of a green stick, so it'll be a side in here for the Clockers. Going to be taken by Haley Katz. She drives the ball into the deep into the offensive end. It's in the circle, but it's picked up by Westwood, and it's driven out over the sideline, so it'll be a side in again for the Clockers. But this time it's going to be about 2 yards north of the end line. As you can see, it's very close to that cone down there, which marks the corner of the field. The ball has to be passed or dribbled 5 yards before it goes into the circle, which she accomplished that. She passed it over to Lily Isaac. Ball is driven out by Westwood, picked up by one of the Ashland defensemen on the near side, Allie Hickey. She drives it back in, controlled by Ashland, the Ashland offense. Peyton Tripp. Foul is called against Westwood. Free hit by the Clockers, going to be taken by Ayla Halleck again. She is right on the 25-yard line, so that ball, okay, it's off of a white stick, Peyton Tripp. Once the ball is inside the 25, that's when the free hit has to be passed or dribbled 5 yards or touched by some other player, offense or defense, before it can go into the circle. Halleck was attempting to pass the ball to Tripp on the far side, on the right side, and it deflected off of her stick and out of bounds. So that's why Westwood got the ball. But they gave it up, and the Clockers have a free hit now on the far side. Side in. Side in means it's on the sideline. And we have a nice dribbling going on here. And an edge shot or pass by Halleck. Nice attempt by Hickey to get the ball to a teammate on the near sideline, but it's out of bounds off of the Clockers. Westwood has the side in. There is a foul here in front of us. It's Ashland ball on the field, not a side in. That's Haley Katz taking the free hit, the deflection off of a white stick, but it's stopped by Westwood, didn't go out of bounds, stayed in play. They're fighting for it, and the foul is called against Ashland. I think it was a stick interference call, and it'll be on the field. That's why she's moving it off the sideline by Westwood. Didn't look like it touched anything. Got through, controlled by Ashland. Back to the defense, and it's out of bounds off Westwood, number 2. Halleck will take the side in, and the wind is starting to pick up here. The rain is, unfortunately, but looked like it hit it. Now that was a situation where the ball hit the Westwood player but went directly to the Ashland player, and so there was no whistle. It was a hold whistle. No foul called. You might hear the wind now. Pretty soon those lights will have to come on. Okay, that's Peyton Tripp on the far side, fighting for the ball with the Westwood player. The foul is called. Westwood free hit. Ball is driven deep and out of bounds over the end line. That was Kate Sullivan again. Kate's got a good drive. She's driving those balls 50, 55, 60 yards, but nobody's touching it, fortunately for the Clockers. Taking that 16-yard hit for the Clockers is Emma Chapman. We'll try to get the ball to a teammate. Goes through. Nobody controls it. Westwood and Ashland are fighting for it. And finally, it's driven again down deep into the Westwood offensive end. It's close to, it is in the circle now. Clockers keep the ball away from the Westwood players, but every time they drive it out, it's picked up by Westwood. And there's a shot. Didn't get through. Controlled, no control. Westwood finally picks it up. It's in the circle still. And there's a foul called against Westwood. I'm sorry, the ball went out of bounds off of Ashland, so that's a 25-yard hit. And it's out of bounds. The 25-yard hit is called when the defense unintentionally causes the ball to go out of bounds or is the last touch, and the ball comes again directly out to the 25-yard line, and it's a 5-yard pass or dribble situation, which now Westwood just did, but her stick was uncontrolled, so the foul was called against Westwood. Ashland free hit, and it's driven way down. It looks like it's going to go out of bounds, unfortunately, but that was a nice drive, nice attempt for a pass downfield by Ellen Child. Again, Ellen, I think, might be another JV call-up. I'm not sure. I think she is. Driven by Westwood's out of bounds. It's definitely a side in for the Clockers. Number 10 taking it, Haley Katz. Off of Westwood's stick. Picked up by Ashland. Again by Katz. Saved on the near side by, I'm guessing it's number 12, Peyton McMullen. I see a 2 there, but I can't see the 1. Okay, what do we have? It's Ashland ball. I guess Westwood thought it was theirs, so the double whistle. Free hit's taken too high. Okay, that was dangerously high. It might have hit the Westwood player, Julia Custwan, up high, but not in the face area, fortunately. And it's a free hit, Wolverines from the 50. Custwan takes the free hit. She drives it to the left side. It's picked up there, went out of bounds off of an Ashland player. An aerial pass executed there by Westwood, but it didn't get to a Westwood player, so Ashland picked it up. He comes back into the Westwood offensive end, stopped by the Ashland defense. And we have Katz over here on the near side, makes a nice play getting it down. But again, it's intercepted by Westwood, who was quicker to the ball than those two Ashland players. Vanessa Honey was one of them. Well, Ashland foot, controlled by Westwood, no whistle. That's the way it's supposed to be. There's an attempt by Ashland to get it deeper into the offensive end, but it's taken away by Westwood. Flying downfield is Katie Krumsick for the Westwood Wolverines. Krumsick has kind of a poor drive, hits her foot, so it'll be Clocker ball from about the 20. Out of bounds off of Katz's stick, side in by Westwood. Ball is in the circle, but taken away by the Clockers, driven out. Can't score if you're not in the circle. That's a good play by the Ashland defense to get it out, and it makes its way downfield inside the 30-yard line for the Clockers. Side in for Ashland on the far side. Pass goes over to Molly Connors. Picked up there by Maddie Reynolds, midfield. Fouled by Westwood, free hit for the Clockers at the 30-yard line. Okay, Ayla Halleck is taking the free hit. This ball can be driven straight into the circle, which she does try to. It hits off a Westwood stick, and then Westwood drives it over the sideline for a side in for the Clockers. Anything outside the 25 can be driven straight into the circle without dribbling 5 yards or touching it. And I don't know why, but I thought that was off of Westwood, but the ball was given as a side in to Westwood. And now they have a free hit. Stopped in front of us here by Allie Hickey. Hickey passes it up to Molly Connors. Connors loses possession. Taken by Westwood, gotten back by the Clockers. Number 3, Peyton Tripp. Ashley Forster has the ball for an instant and gets it taken away. Westwood takes it downfield. Stick interference, I saw that clearly. So it'll be Westwood free hit. Free hit by Westwood, stopped by the Clockers. Fought for. Outside the circle is a foul against Westwood, so it'll be a free hit Clockers from outside the circle. 4:50 to go here in the half. The Clockers have still been prevented by the Westwood defense from mounting any kind of an offensive threat. Saved in bounds by Westwood number 8, Emily DeMaio. She controls it, tries to get it into the circle, but it hits her teammates. No, it's an Ashland foot, so it's a free hit. Free hit by Westwood, and official is making Lily Bear take that back to where the original foul was committed. She dribbles at 5 yards, so she drives it into the circle now. And looks like it's going to go out. No, it didn't. It stayed in. It would have been out of bounds off of White. And there's a corner call. I didn't see what the foul was, but I think this is the 4th corner called against the Clockers. We've got the same crew in there, I think. in the net with the Ashland goalkeeper Halleck. Ball is injected outside the circle. It's back into the circle. Attempt for a shot is stuffed by the Ashland defense. There's another play, and the shot is taken, I think, by number 14, and it's in. Second goal for Westwood. Yeah, there was a nice play by the Ashland defense to stop the initial shot. It might have been Hausman, the goalie, that made the save. I couldn't tell for sure, but it came out to Julia Custwan's stick, and she fired it past Hausman for the second goal. And the whistle blows. The hit is taken by Ashland at the 50 after the goal, driven back to Alyssa Brown, but that ball deflects off of her stick, off of a Westwood foot, and it's a free hit again being taken by Zaman on the far side. She lifts it up a little high, but it wasn't considered dangerous. It gets through, but picked up by Westwood on their defensive end. Foul committed there by Westwood, so it'll be a free hit probably down around the 35-yard line. The ball has gone 40 yards upfield, but Ashland will bring it down. Official will tell her where she can take that free hit, and she puts it down at the 40. Looks like Ayla Halleck taking the hit for the Clockers. And it's stopped there by Westwood, and again driven way downfield. Fortunately, we have an Ashland defensive player down there, Ailey Hickey. Taken away, Westwood controls it, far side. Whistle blows. What do we have? Must have hit off her foot, so it'll be an Ashland free hit. Down around the 16-yard line. We'll see where she places that ball. It looks like the 20. Yeah, it's about the 16. Yeah, that's Zaman on the far side taking the free. Again, she lifts that. Again, fortunately, it wasn't considered dangerous. Stick edge pass attempted by Westwood. It does get through, doesn't go out of bounds, picked up over there, and it's finally out of bounds off of green. It'll be a 16-yard hit for the Clockers. Sticks are rounded on the backside. You can't use the backside of the stick. You can use the flat side, which is considered the right-hand side, or the stick edge. But a stick edge pass or shot has to be in control. It can't be just wildly taken and lifted. If it is lifted, it's called dangerous. Okay, we've got Brown on the far side with the ball. Pass is intercepted by Westwood. Kate Sullivan is called. I thought she obstructed, but she didn't. The ball was given to Westwood. It was hit high off a stick, but not dangerous. It was an open area, so there was no call there. Nice play by the defense, by the Ashland defense, taken away by Allie Hickey. Stops, slows down the play. Foul is called against Westwood. Hickey will take the free hit at the 25-yard line, coming out, so she can drive that ball as far as she likes. Stopped by Westwood. Dribbled in, driven into the circle, and out of bounds. 30 seconds. Oh, I guess the out of bounds. What do we have here? I thought that was off green. Oh, it's a 20. I guess it was off white. So it's a 25-yard hit for Westwood. And again, it's out of bounds. Finally, we have a 16-yard hit. 8 seconds left to go in the half. And most likely the Clockers will not get this free hit off before the whistle blows. That's it. That's the end of the second period, the first half here at Walker Field, with the Westwood Wolverines up 2-0 over the Ashland Clockers. We'll have a 5-minute halftime. The rain has stopped. It was just a quick shower that we had, and the wind that came through with it has also died down. Okay, welcome back here to Walker Field for the second half of the Ashland High School field hockey game between the Clockers in white and the Westwood Wolverines in green. I neglected to mention at the beginning of our broadcast that the Ashland Clockers are led by Coach Molly Foley, and her assistants are Melissa Nichols and Katie Blasey. The Westwood head coach is Emily Taylor, and assistant coaches are Mickey Kinagwa and Denise Doherty Hogan. And we're ready to start this third 15-minute period here. The Clockers will start the third and fourth periods with the ball, with the free hit at the 50, taking that ball now. I think it's number 22, or might be 12. Again, it's a 2. It's a 12. Okay, Peyton McMullen takes that. Tries to get it to one of her teammates, but it's intercepted and stolen away by Westwood, number 7. Nice play by Charlotte DeMayo. It's getting back by the Clockers and driven down back over the 50 by Ayla Halleck. Free hit is called for the Clockers at about the 35-yard line. Ball is dribbled down. Foul committed by Westwood. Free hit for the Clockers. Taken by Brown on that far side. She gets it into the circle briefly. It's driven back out by Westwood. Westwood controls it on the far side. And makes a nice pass, which is to Katie Krumsick, which apparently hit her foot, so it'll be a free hit for the Clockers on the far side. Again, Ayla Halleck taking that free hit, which is at about the 30-yard line. The defensive end for the Clockers. Stolen by Westwood, number 14, who's all over the place, Julia Cousson. She scored a goal in the first half. Cousson has taken the free hit, drives it to a teammate, dribbles around, fought for by Zaman for the Clockers, and she gets Westwood to commit a foul. Free hit is taken, unfortunately driven out of bounds far down into Ashland offensive end at about the 20-yard line. So it'll be a side in for Westwood at the right end of the field, of course, but we need to get it away from Westwood and keep it down into the offensive end to get some opportunities here. Westwood takes it to midfield. Nice drive up the middle of the field by the Westwood player. Didn't catch her number. Number 2, Katie Krumsick again. Drives it downfield. It's saved by Westwood from going out of bounds. It would have been off Westwood. Nice play in the circle. Gets a shot on net, and there's a corner call against the Clockers. So it'll be the first corner of the second half for Westwood, 5th of the game. I see the numbers 1, 6, 21, and 22. So Zaman, Halleck, Hickey, Allie Hickey, and Ruby Kazadian. I'm sorry, 22, Emma Chapman in the defensive end. And it's deflected in, look, apparently off of an Ashland player. The shot was intended to be a pass and apparently deflected off one of the Ashland defensemen and went into goal. And that is a goal. As long as the ball was shot by Westwood or propelled by Westwood, like I say, it was a pass attempt rather than a shot in the circle. If it deflects in off the defense, it's a goal. So with 12:04 to go in the third period, Westwood has taken a 3-0 lead. And the free hit again is stolen away by Westwood. Charlotte DeMayo, who dribbles the ball down, way down deep, just outside the circle. She's in the circle now. The Ashland defense is fighting hard to try to keep those shots away. It's deflected out by one of the defensive players. It looked like Emma Chapman. But there was a foul called outside the circle, so Westwood has a free hit just outside the circle. She drives it back. Has to be a 5-yard, so she attempted to pass it to one of her teammates, one of her defensive players, whose goal would be to get it back in the circle, of course. Didn't make it in. Nice play. Nice play by Peyton Tripp. Gets it down into the Ashland offensive end. Again, it's a nice play. Oh, too bad it went out of bounds. Lily Isak made a nice steal, tried to keep it in bounds, couldn't. Side in by Westwood, driven way across to the other end of the field. Saved by Westwood, but I thought she kept it. Yeah, she didn't. It was out of bounds, so it'll be a side in on the way down deep in the Ashland defensive end. Free hit's taken. Attempt was made to drive it down the sideline, which is a good idea. But it is fought for and stopped by Westwood. Again, it's taken away by the Clockers. Again, back to Westwood. This time it's controlled by Westwood into the circle. Zaman again, nice defensive play, takes it away. Eliminates that offensive threat by Westwood. Hanya Zaman, number 1. Nice play. Okay, Halleck again, big drive down to the left side of the field, and apparently does go out of bounds, so it'll be a side in for Westwood at about the 45-yard line. Back and then forward. You can make progress by passing the ball back in this game, because there's always somebody free back there who can control the ball if she's able to control it and get it to a teammate closer to the goal. Anyhow, free hit, Clockers, Halleck, long drive. It's about a 60-yard drive, no touch, off the end line, 16-yard hit for Westwood. Westwood player drives that to the far side. It ends up, that was Ava Kelly, ends up being stopped and taken away by Westwood. And they make nice progress down the far side of the field. Being dribbled, I can't get a number on that for it, but she takes it into the circle. I think it's number 11, Grace Klein. Driven out by the Clockers. No touch, no other touch, so it'll be a side in for Westwood. Stick edge pass in the circle, into the circle. Again, that was a nice controlled pass using the stick edge by, I believe it was Julia Custuan for the Wolverines. It's out of bounds off Ashland, so it's a 25-yard hit to Custuan. She passes it back to her defensive, gets it back. Now she can go into the circle if she likes. She drives it in, stopped by Westwood player. Shot is taken. It didn't get through to the goaltender, but there was a foul committed by the Ashland defense. So we have a second corner of the half for Westwood and 6th of the game, if I'm counting correctly. Again, you get 21 and 22 in there for the Clockers. That's Ellie Hickey and Emma Chapman, the captain, and Hanya Zaman, of course. Outstanding defensive player, and Ella Halleck in the net, along with balls in front of them, along with Hausman. And it's in. Westwood somehow managed to get it by, get it through the defense, get it by Hausman for their fourth goal of the game. And trying to get you a number on that goal. Apparently, I'm going to say it was number 2 for them, Katie Krumsek. That's her second goal for Westwood. We have 7:10 to go. Westwood has a 4-goal lead. It's 7:10 in the third quarter. Still a lot of time, but unfortunately the Clockers have not been able to mount much offense. They've been back on their heels most of the game. That was a stick interference. Nice red call here right in front of us. Ayla Halleck taking the free hit at the 40. She drives it in, stopped by Westwood, controlled by Westwood. The leg there. Oh, we missed it. It hit off a Westwood leg. Off of Zamon's stick, so it'll be a side in. Westwood. Number 7 is going to take it. Charlotte DeMaio. Nope, make that 22. White foot. Outside the circle. It'll be a free hit green. Just outside the 16. She takes it. What did she do? Oh, she didn't take it from the right spot. The whistle blew. He wants her to take it from the correct spot. Or near where the foul was committed. Okay, the ball is dribbled 5, but it's out of bounds. 16-yard hit for the Clockers. It's called a 16-yard hit because the top of the circle is 16 yards away from the net, and it continues to be. And there's a nice aerial pass which doesn't make it to a Westwood player. It's controlled by the Clockers. And nice dribble downfield by Erin Hickey. Clockers are still controlling the ball. Molly Connors on the ball on the far side, inside the 25-yard line. I think that was Halleck who drove the ball or tried to pass it. It hit a Westwood leg below the knee, so that should be Ashland ball, I would think. I didn't see a call on that. No, they gave it to Westwood. I don't know. Seemed like it was below the knee. Anyhow, it's taken away by the Clockers and it's in the net. Unfortunately, the ball was... We have a timeout. Unfortunately, the ball was not touched in the circle. And the clock is stopped. Oh, I see. We had a substitution coming in for Westwood. The goalie's being substituted for Westwood. The only way that a goalie substitution can be made is when the official on the far side, on the near side of the bench, of course, knows that a goalie is going to sub in. And when there is a free hit called, he will stop the clock and allow the goalie's substitution to take place. And once that's completed, and he'll blow the whistle again to restart play. That ball was given to Westwood on that free hit. It can be either team's free hit, by the way, but it's the only way the substitution can be made for a goalie. It's on a dead ball. Okay, we have Charlotte DeMaio dribbling the ball down the near side, drives it into the circle to a teammate. A foul is called against the Clockers defense. Allie Hickey apparently got a stick in there when she was trying to break up the play. So we have the third corner being called. And I forgot which way Ashland was going. That goalie substitution was the Clocker goalie that was substituted for. And I don't have a number for her. So I can't tell you who that is, unfortunately. 26, she's not listed. Oh, Ruby Hazadian, I'm sorry. 26, I have her down here. So the substitution was made on the Clocker end, not on the Westwood end. Hausman came out, and Hazadian came in. Freshman, number 26. Catching up with the play, the ball went out of bounds opposite us on the far side at about the 45-yard line. Ashland takes the side in, but it's quickly taken away by Westwood. Ball is dribbled down into the circle, and whistle blows out of bounds. Apparently dribbled it right out of bounds herself. Again, we can't see what caused it because we're at ground level here and really can't get a good angle at it, but it's a 16-yard hit for the Clockers coming out. Aerial pass attempted. No control. Finally picked up by the Clockers. Erin Hickey. Stolen by Westwood. Back in front of us at the 50. Charlotte DeMeo, a lot of control. Brings it over to the side, gets it down another 10, 15 yards before it's taken away by the Clockers. Oh, nice play, but she got her stick. Yeah, Ashland ball. That was Peyton Tripp who was attempting to make the dribble, and the Westwood player got her stick, and it was called stick interference. It's called free hit Ashland. The ball is going the right way. Again, it keeps going the right way for the Clockers. It's down in the offensive end. That's Hickey, Aaron Hickey. Peyton Tripp right in front of us looking for the ball. She gets the pass. She's inside the 25. Nobody there to help her out, and Westwood defense sends the ball over the sideline for a free hit side in for the Clockers. That's Ellen Child taking the side in right in front of us here. Makes an attempt to get through. It does make it through. Tripp. Foul is called against Westwood. Tripp again with the free hit. She dribbles. It's a self-start dribble. It's out of bounds. Nope, she saved it. Thought it was going to be out of bounds off Westwood. Would have been a nice attempt for the Clockers. Looked like a kick there. Yeah, wrong way. Yes, okay. The far side official had a better angle at it. Could see it was kicked by the Westwood player. So it should be a side in. No, I don't know what they're doing now. Well, they are giving it to Westwood, unfortunately, but it's down in front of us. And I thought they should have gone the other way. Free hit taken by Westwood. Marilu Kosovera picks it up, keeps it in play, passes it to the middle of the field. Save. That was a save apparently by Azadian, but the ball went in the net. What's the call? No, the ball did not go in the net. Okay, I heard wood, but it must have hit the side of the net. So Azadian apparently made a save. And there's timeout on the field. One of the teams must have called a timeout. As we said, we have one timeout per game. Couldn't tell you who called it. I'm guessing it was Ashland. Trying to slow the Westwood offensive march down. Oh, I should have looked at the scoreboard. That's the end of the period. That's the end of the third period. That's why he blew the whistle. And the girls are walking off the field. No timeout called. Official timeout. 2 minutes between periods. The scoreboard was on behind me on my right. I didn't take a look at it. But there was a save credited to Hazadian on that play. We'll start the fourth quarter with the score 5-0 Westwood. Ashland will have the ball to start. There's still enough light here. The lights are on. Well, the lights are on this side, but they're not on that side. 1, 2, 3. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 posts on the other side, and the lights aren't on, but they are on our side. There is no horn. I think if the scoreboard had a horn we could hear, we all would have known right away that it was the end of the third period and not that somebody had called a timeout. The horn, the scoreboard here at Walker Field is on the school building. So it is a good 30 yards away from, maybe even, 30, 40, 35 yards away from the end line on that end. So if there is a horn on that scoreboard, it's going to be difficult to hear to start with. And the 2 minutes is up. The players are being sent back onto the field for the final quarter, 15-minute quarter here at Walker Field between the Ashland Clockers and the Westwood Wolverines. The Clockers, by the way, are struggling right now to try to qualify for the postseason tournament. Their record is at 2-8-2 with 6 games remaining. Okay, we're ready for the start of the fourth quarter here with Ashland having the free hit to start the quarter. Whistle blows. That's Ashley Forster who takes it, passes it back to Molly Connors. Connors passes it up, intercepted by Green, but it's out of bounds off Green. Side in Clockers. Ellen Child taking it. It gets through. Foot. Yep, good call. The Green foot. Free hit taken again here by Ashley Forster. She passes it back a few yards to her teammate Connors. It comes up. Trip on the ball. Challenges the Westwood player for the ball. It's off a Westwood stick right in front of us. It'll be a free hit, a side in rather, for the Clockers. Again, Ellen Child taking it. She tries to thread the needle. It almost makes it through to Forster on the near side. It's taken away by 22 for Westwood. Kate Sullivan, but it's again sent out of bounds by Westwood, so it'll be a side in. Peyton Tripp will take that. To Child. Child gets it over to Tripp. Child again challenges. Stick interference. Oh, that wasn't Child, that was Halleck. Stick interference was called against Halleck. Westwood takes the free hit, but again the Clockers get it back. They're maintaining possession here. Let's get it into the circle, girls. Ball made it inside the 25, but again it was sent out by Westwood and finally touched last by Westwood in front of us here at about the 40-yard line, so it'll be a side in for the Clockers. Tripp taking it. Nice pass through, made it through into the inside the 16. Didn't make it into the circle, but it stopped there by Westwood, comes back out. Haley Katz tries to get it in, bounces off a Westwood player's stick, but stays in the offensive end. The Clockers are doing a good job of mounting some offensive firepower here. It'd be nice to get it into the circle, maybe get a corner call. It's out of bounds off the Clockers. It'll be a 16-yard hit for Westwood. Drive is stopped by the Clockers at about the 35. Pass back in, stolen by Westwood. Maintained by Westwood. Ball comes back out to Tripp. Tripp's dribbling back in. Ball's inside the circle. Oh! No shot yet. Oh, called. Oh, the other way. He pointed the other way. It's Ashland ball. Yeah. I thought Westwood was going to steal that free hit. It was called for the Clockers. It's inside the 30. Driven straight in. Unfortunately, doesn't touch anything and goes out of bounds, so it'll be Westwood ball from the 16. The ball was briefly in the circle for the Clockers, but driven out before there could be any shot or foul committed. But again, it's stopped by the Clockers. That free hit is stopped, the 16-yard hit. The Clockers keep it in. The girls are using their teammates to pass the ball, to get the ball around. Do an excellent job the last 4.5, almost 5 minutes. Again, Tripp has the ball, dribbles into a crowd. Erin Hickey tries to get it in. It's taken away. Stick interference call there. Hold whistle. Westwood maintained possession. Westwood does get it up. That was off of Westwood. Please call it the right way. No, no, no. We didn't get that call. It's off. I didn't catch the stick that it went off of. The side in went into the field and deflected. Thank goodness it was off of a Westwood stick. And it's an Ashland 16-yard hit coming out. 22 doesn't like the call. She thought it was off an Ashland stick. We'll take it. Looked like a foot in there for Westwood, but unseen. But Ashland does get the ball, take it away. It's inside the 20. It's inside the circle. We have a corner. Corner for the Clockers. First one of the game, 9:30 to go here in the fourth quarter. The injector for the Clockers is Haley Katz. She's on the far side, the 10-yard marker on the far side of the net. There are two. They can take it on either side. She's got 2 or 3, 4 players at the top of the circle. We don't know who she's going to pass it to initially. Westwood defense is getting ready, putting their masks on, which are allowed. She gets the okay. She injects. It's outside the circle. And the shot was taken by, it looked like Alyssa Brown. It was a stick-edge backhand shot which went wide of the net, so it's out of bounds off of Ashland. 16-yard hit for the Clockers. Again, Ashland manages to keep Westwood in their defensive end. It finally comes out. No possession. It's just a long pass that went down to about the 25-yard line on the other end. Ashland's doing an excellent job of marking the players with the ball for Westwood. It's out to Tripp. There's a foot there. Oh, no, they didn't see it. Whistle. Side in. And it's inside the 25, so she's going to have to dribble it past that 5 yards before it goes into the circle. And that was not 5 yards when she drove that ball, but it must have hit somebody on the other end. That could have been an Ashland player, which is legal. Oh, that's dangerous stick. Swing, miss. Opposition player close by, and it's an easy call for the ref, really. A lot of bodies in our way down there, but the call is made. It's a free hit. Is it a 25? Yeah, it's a 25-yard hit on the sideline. 5-yard dribble necessary. Yeah, she's got it now. And she tries to get it by the Ashland players. Unable to. Foul committed. Free hit Clockers. 6:30 left to go. We still have just one bank of lights on. The lights on our side of the field where the camera is. And the lights from the soccer field apparently are the ones that are illuminating the far side. Maybe there's something wrong with those, the bank of lights that point onto this field. Westwood possession, pass down inside, way down. It's inside the 15, might be in the circle too. Ashland hits it to the far side. I think that was Ellie Hickey. And somebody got it down into the offensive end for the Clockers, but it's intercepted by Westwood, intercepted back by Ashland. Pass down, I think, to Tripp. No, not Tripp. That was Brown. And we have a corner. When you get the ball inside that circle, things can happen. And Ashland is now finally getting that ball in the circle and getting these offensive opportunities. I didn't catch the number of the injector, but I assume it was Haley Katz again. Passes outside the circle, back in. Edge shot is blocked, attempt by Ailey Halleck. It was blocked by Westwood, and we had some lights out here. The lights on our side of the field went out, and now the lights on the opposite side, which were not on, are starting to come on. Oh, and the lights on our side are coming back on again as well. So we may have a full bank of 10 lights on in the entire field. Anyhow, there's a Westwood corner being called down there. I think this is 7th or 8th for the Wolverines. You got Halleck in there, probably Zammons in there. Hickey and Chapman. Ball comes out, ball's back in. Stick edge shot is deflected off an Ashland stick. It was right on net. And it's finally driven out by the Clockers down. It's chasing the official down here. And it's still in play. It didn't go out. Oh, I guess it went out of bounds. Over the end line, so it's a 16-yard hit. I'm sorry. So Ayla Halleck will take that 16-yard hit at the top of the circle. She attempts an aerial pass. It doesn't get to a Ashland player. It's controlled by Westwood. Westwood passes it down to one of her teammates. Foul is committed by the Clockers. Westwood free hit. Ball is driven. Shot. Smothered in there somewhere by an Ashland player, apparently maybe with her foot. So again, another corner called, number 8. We have 2:30 to go here in the game. The lighting is bad. I'm not getting the numbers. I know shot is taken and it misses. It goes out of bounds. I'm trying to get the numbers of the defensive players. I know Chapman and Hickey are in there. I couldn't get the others. Zaman was not in there. Anyhow, the Westwood shot goes out of bounds. Well, it goes out of bounds off of an Ashland stick, so it's a 25-yard hit for Westwood, which again mandates that they pass or dribble the ball 5 yards before it goes into the circle, but it does come backwards outside of the 25. It goes back inside the 25 and finally dribbled in by Westwood into the 16. Again, we're losing some light again. I don't know what's going on here. Clockers get it over the 50, down to the 40. Stopped by the Westwood defensive player. Taken away by the Clockers offense. Billy Ishak passes it to the far side. I apologize if I'm pronouncing her name incorrectly. It's Isak or Isak, I think, is the correct pronunciation. Anyhow, the ball stays in the offensive end for the Clockers. We have less than a minute to go here in the fourth quarter. It'd be nice to get another corner possibly, or an offensive play, or a goal before it ends. Okay, that was Sarah Schiller passing the ball up, throwing the ball up actually to the free hit position at the 30. The ball is driven straight through. Unfortunately, Ayla Halleck's hard pass into the circle misses the net. Wouldn't have been a goal anyhow, and goes out of bounds. 16-yard hit for Westwood. Halleck gets it back again, drives it hard. Westwood's doing a good job of preventing that ball from getting through to an offensive player, an Ashland player. Nice defensive play here on the near side by Schiller. She stops the ball. The foul is called against Schiller on that play. And that is the end of the game. Zeros on the board. Final score here at Walker Field. First and only game apparently going to be played here by the Ashland Clockers field hockey team, and the final score is Westwood 5 and Ashland 0. We will have a JV game to follow. So signing off, Bob Terosian here from Walker Field, and we'll see you next time.